today we have another 750 with more problems, and that means more videos. So today we have this N63 engine. Then as you can see, it's completely apart. The problem in this N63 engine was it was smoking. When there is a smoke coming from the tailpipe, there is many causes to these problems. You could have the steam valve sealed problem. That is going to be a common one, but not the only one. You have the turbos, and you also have the PCV valves. So there is 3 reasons why oil can be consumed by the engine. In this case, I'm going to show you this particular case in this BMW N63 engine. We have the engine completely apart, like the top area of the engine, because I'm going to demonstrate you where the oil is going to the intake manifold, and then the smoke is coming. So as you can see, we have the PCV valve completely off, and you can see how much oil is there in that PCV valve. That PCV valve has so much oil, but as we go to the bottom of the turbo over there, you can see how much oil is there. That is a lot of oil, and this oil is coming right from the PCV valve. The PCV valve in this case throws the oil to the intake area of the turbo, and then goes down to the turbo intake over here, and then comes up to the turbo pressure side. Then it's gonna be this one over here, and this one is going to press compress the air all the way to the cooler over here, this one right here. So you can see also, then we have oil over here. See, we have some oil right there. You can clearly see some marks of oil. And also we have the other side, we have oil as well there. See, there is a lot of oil going on there, and it is coming right from the PCV valve. You can see the oil right at the PCV valve. That PCV valve is actually not doing its function of separating the oil from the pressure. So when the engine is running over here, you have the PCV valve connected to this part of the engine right here. This is the one that is connected to the top of the engine. See, the valve cover is this one. So this is the one that is in charge to actually let the air go to this pipe over here and extract the pressure out. So this over here, this little valve over here, this one is the one that is going to do its function to separate the oil and let the pressure out to here. So if this one doesn't work well, you wanna have that problem. Then oil is getting sucked in to the turbo and then pressed to the intake and getting burned. So as consequence, you're gonna have a lot of smoke coming from the tailpipe, and you are going to have the issue then every time you hitting the gas, or simply you are just idling, and the car is going to start smoking constantly. In this case, it was a lot, and that's the reason why I thought it was something else more than just the valve steam seals. The valve steam seals can go bad, but when you have a lot of oil coming from the tailpipe, could be more than just that. So that's the reason why I decided to inspect the PCV valves first before taking any other actions. And as you can clearly see, this oil is coming all the way down. See, all the way down where the turbo's return is, all the way in there. See that over there, all the way. You can clearly see how much oil is there. See. And this is because of the same thing, the PCV valves. There is a lot of oil that is being leaking from here, because this PCV valve has been throwing oil over and over and over. The seal was not able to stop it all, and as a consequence, you're gonna have a lot of oil in there. I can see so much oil in there. It's really hard to see it with the camera, but I can see a lot of that in there. Anyway, I guess this will be the best way I can explain you how a PCV valve can go bad, and this is how a PCV valve is going to be if the PCV valve has a problem. Remember then, to fix this problem, you have to replace the PCV valve with a new one. In this case, we have a newer updated 750 with the N63 TU. This is the newer version of the N63 on the FO1 chassis, FO2 chassis. So you wanna have a different PCV valve. You wanna have the PCV valve then runs to the sides like this. You can see these pipes over here. They're connected to this PCV valve because this is a different type of PCV valve than is newer, a different style. If you have the older PCV valve, you wanna have just this PCV valve over here, and the pipe then goes down, then runs from here to the intake manifold over here. That will be for the older versions of the N63 engines from 2009 to 2012. But from 2013 and up, you wanna have this style, then it's gonna be completely different than the older. So it's gonna be a little more expensive, but this is the updated style, so it's gonna be a little better. That's the reason why it's different. But anyway, this was just a simple video to show you how this problem is caused. I don't know if I answer all your questions. If you have any question about this problem specifically, then is the BMW then is smoking from the tailpipe. But this problem is gonna have different solutions. So if you come over here, if you have that problem and your BMW is smoking from the tailpipe, like for example, and you come over here and you inspect the area over here and there is no oil in the intake of the turbo over there, if you don't have oil over here, that means that the PCV valve is not leaking. So you have to see, and there is oil. If there is no oil over here possible, then the PCV valve is not leaking. If you have no oil over here, I mean, you want to have a little bit of oil, that's fine. Maybe just wet with oil, that's normal. You want to have some kind of like wetness with oil, that is completely normal. But if you have a lot of oil like that, that means that it's leaking. But if you don't have anything like that, you don't have something like that in the intake of the turbo, that means then the PCV valve is good. If you have no oil over here, but you have oil over here after the turbo, like you can have oil just like this one, but there is no oil down there. There is no oil right here, but there is oil. That means that the turbo is bad. But also the turbo can go bad from the exhaust area over here. So you have to remove this area and make sure that there is no oil coming from here. So if you have oil after the turbo over here, possible the turbo is bad. But if you remove the turbo and you have oil from the engine, it's possible that the PCV valves are bad. So that's the way you wanna inspect how bad the oil is going to be, the oil consumption is going to be, the smoke coming from the tailpipe. I mean, it's kind of hard because it's easy to say it, but doing this procedure to inspect the vehicle is going to be harder than inspected. Depending on the chassis, some of these cars are harder to work on. But anyway, this was just a video to show you how it's going to be to inspect the oil leak on these BMW N63 engines. It's going to be a very common problem on these engines, and it's going to affect many different BMWs from many different years. It doesn't matter what type of model, as long as you have an N63 engine, it's possible that you are going to get this problem somehow, somewhere, and something like that, because this problem is going to affect. It could be the PCV valve, it could be the turbo, it could be the valve stem seals. If you have questions about the video, be sure to go to the comment section, and there you can leave those questions. Then probably this video didn't answer, or probably you can add experiences and anything else then this video probably needs to give more information about the topic that we're talking about right now. If you're gonna send support to my channel, check the description of the video. I have details how to send support to the channel, so we can create content like this for all of you that are learning how to repair the BMW N63 yourself, because it's kind of expensive if you do it yourself, and I am saving you money with these videos. So if you wanna cooperate, it's fine. If you don't, it's okay too. So you can just subscribe to the channel, and that will be helpful. That will be very helpful. Sharing the video is helpful as well, and liking the video is going to be helpful. So till next time, thank you for watching.